That thing's dangerous. I'll take it back.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Monique. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Hold on. You didn't notice your phone on the ground? Yes, your first live here. My husband's working on a chicken coop. That's better. His phone fell and hit the ground. He didn't realize it.
Where you at? You know? Yeah.
What the heck? I've been on mute for how long? I've been talking to y'all this whole time.
What?
I muted myself this whole time. I've been talking. Jeez. I don't even know how long I've been muted.
I couldn't hear you.
Huh?
No one said anything?
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, everyone. I thought I was sitting here talking to you, and I was muted. No wonder nobody was answering me.
Yes, you want this door going in or out?
Out.
For it to swing out this way?
Yeah. Hey, Brian. Hey, Blue Farm. Well, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for coming in and checking us out. Please hit the thumbs up on your way in. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a good day. Hope you like my channel and you stick around. That would be awesome. Hi. Sorry I was muted for so long, you guys. Oh. I was just babbling on, talking. So I'm making keto chicken strips. Main ingredient is avocado and okay. That's one thing I said earlier when I was muted is I think one of the most exhausting things about being a homesteader is you cook everything from scratch. So if you're eating 3 meals a day, that's 3 meals a day you cook from scratch. It's very tiring. But I wouldn't change it for the world. Thank you, Brian. I'm running around after my kids. They are such a handful. How old are they? I like the name At Nose Picking. How did you come up with it? He was picking his nose one day and said, "Oh, name my channel that." No, I'm just joking. I don't know. He likes to pick brains. That may be why. Or was that good? Or was that somebody picking your? Or was that Truck picking your brain? Maybe. I don't remember now. Somebody was picking somebody's brain. Four and five. Oh my goodness, you did have your hands full. The chickens are going to love the new house for the winter. Yes, I agree. I'm a reseller. I was coming out of a thrift store and said, "Dang, slim pickings today." But I know picking. If the home is to slim pickings, the actress from Blazing Saddles. Oh, okay. Huh, that's pretty cool. Oh, I'm sorry, Blue Farm. Yes, Mr. Keto is working on a chicken coop for my girls. He's been working on it for like, I don't know, it's been like 2 weeks. He's taken a couple of breaks throughout
Yeah.
the week, but what?
Yeah. There's
What?
somebody here.
Yep, somebody's here. All right, you guys, I'll talk. Fix the camera.
I just did.
says the browser lost connection. I guess. Awesome. Oh, okay.
Look.
You shut your camera off. That's what happened. Awesome.
Oh, man, I got to start all over again?
No. That's cool. Show them the wood again. Sweet.
Well, you don't break your neck with it.
Thanks. I appreciate it. You're the man.
The weight's a little bit stronger and everything. Set all the way by itself. I got a string going here to the building and two, what is it, 8 pound weights on the other end.
Yeah. Is that an 8 pound?
No, 50. I got 30 pounds of weight on the other end.
There's the weight. Close.
How you gonna run those roofs? This one?
No.
This one?
Yeah.
Well, your box is gonna be right there.
Oh, I don't know then. Probably this way then. I don't know. Alright, I gotta get back in there with a canner. Make sure my kitchen doesn't explode. Huh? I slacked on burning stuff while he's building, you guys, because I've been canning. I try to sing sometimes. Right now I'm just a modest moderator moderating with Mad Mod. He's doing a nice job. Brian says he's doing a nice job. He says thank you. I'm sorry, Blue Farm. I made keto chicken strips. Chickens are checking everything out. So I just did almond flour, duck egg, garlic pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, pepper and salt, and some pepper seasoning. And then I just dipped the chicken in that, the chicken strips in that, and put it in the oven. Thank you, Brian. Sorry, that's loud. Super excited, you guys. So I talked to one of my friends, acquaintances, to work with her, co-worker, and she started a little homestead a couple towns away from me. I think this is the second year on it now, and she's been looking for some pens. There's chicken coops, and she said she had some, and she's going to come over and look at the piglets. So we will be able to barter the piglets for 10, which would be amazing. I'm making you hungry, Brian. Blue Farm says that sounds good. Chicken coop, chicken dinner. Where's that chicken? Trusting God. You're not done picking his brain. All right. So all right, now I'm going to make some mock honey mustard. Super simple recipe and so good. I'm in love with this honey mustard. That's all you need. couple spoonfuls of mustard. I did 3. Mix that really good. And then I'm going to add a little bit of stevia. I'd say about a teaspoon. Give it a little taste. That is perfect. So good. Get my lid. Once it gets a little closer to supper time, I make the chicken says which came first, the chicken or the coop. In my case, the chicken. Guess it depends on who you talk to. I'll be right back, you guys. right, I'm back. Make sure I'm not muted this time. I had to sit down and get out of that kitchen. It's so hot in there. I'm sweating. But that's what happens when you got 2 canners going and an oven. So earlier I asked when I was muted what you were all up to, if you accomplished anything, get anything done off your checklist, what's going on in your life. I'm curious to know. We got 49 minutes left on the canners. 48 minutes left on the canners. Oh, are you canning today, Jess? Or what are you canning today, Jess? Oh, I'm doing breakfast sausage links, trying to clear out that freezer of all my breakfast sausage links. I had a total of 3.5 bags. So I had 2 left, and that's what I have in the canner today. I think I had 2.5, or yeah, I think I had 2.5 today left. What are Blue Farm says hashtag Homestead goals. Jess, you are very productive always. It's nonstop, Blue Farm. And I think I was muted earlier when I said that too. I last month I lost a whole freezer, and it was my meat freezer. I had my freezer split up. One's for like fruits and vegetables and like nuts and stuff like that. And then one freezer was for nothing but meats. And my freezer blew up. It quit working completely. And that freezer was nothing but meats. And I knew better. I knew I shouldn't have that freezer that stocked. But I got lazy because I was so busy doing everything else that I didn't keep up with my canning. Usually we go grocery shopping once a month, and as we're bringing things in, I'm trying to can them so that my freezer isn't so jam-packed full. Well, this year I didn't get around to it. I was basically really focused on growing as much vegetables as I possibly could in the garden, and other things like that, just growing in the garden and canning as much as I could out of the garden. And I slacked off on so I can't even tell you how much money we lost, but it was a lot, and I honestly don't even want to know how much we lost. So when we found the freezer, basically everything was completely warm, room temperature, and I was scared to save any of it. Thankfully, one of the freezers in the kitchen, the side by side, it's a freezer and refrigerator. That freezer was also stocked with meat, so that's what I'm pulling out and canning now. But yes, it was a nightmare. I think I cried for 2 days. But like I said, lesson learned. I knew better, and I shouldn't have put it off. We have 3 freezers. They're mine. Yeah. And that's why I can so much. I can anyways all the time. But like I said, I just put that meat canning off and figured I could do the meat canning during the winter time. Well, that didn't work out. So And that's what we have too, Blue Farm. We have 3 freezers. Well, we have 2 upright. We did have 2 upright freezers and then a side by side. And the upright freezer that we have in our utility room is the one that went. And we probably had that freezer for at least 11 years. So it still sucks though. Now I'm on a hunt for hopefully somebody's getting a new freezer and throwing out their old and it still works. So I've been on my Facebook marketplace looking for freezers and Craigslist and stuff like that. So I'm sure eventually I'll have one come available. I hope. I would cry too. Blue Farm and Shaz, do you can? Do either one of you can? Ooh. Babe, Barrett,
What?
did you get the cutouts done in the nesting box?
No, I gotta get the blade for the signature saw. That saw's too dangerous.
Yeah.
Keeps on kicking back on me. And now I'm not gonna have stitches.
No.
I don't want a hole in the head.
Blue Farm, awesome. That'll be exciting, and that will take care of some of your fears too. And that's personally what I would do. I would start emptying them freezers and canning them. Here in the next couple of days, I have to I have 2 huge turkeys that I need to get out of the freezer and get those canned up and make some turkey broth with as well. That'll be like an all day thing. So I'll have to be rested up. I started following Rebel Canners to get ideas on what I can can. Yeah, I love Rebel Canners. I've been following Rebel Canners for 7 years now, 6 years, something like that. I don't even remember when I started following her, honestly. But I love that group. All right, I gotta switch computers again, y'all, because I smell the chicken, so I want to check. All right, I needed to turn the oven down a little bit. Prepper 101, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. All right. Good to see me too. Prepper 101. So I got 2 canners on of breakfast sausage links on the stove, Prepper 101. We got my husband up top working on the chicken coop. He's actually working on the nesting boxes right now. Wow. I didn't realize how many people were live right now. We got a few of them. What are you doing today, Prepper 101? Anything exciting? We've got 37 minutes left on the canner. Woohoo! I'm excited because that means I can take a nap when my canner goes off. I've been up since I woke up late today, so I slept in a little bit, but I went to bed late. But I woke up at like 6:30 this morning. It's a chicken coop, Prepper 101. No she sheds here. Although maybe one day. Them chickens are going to love the new house. Yes. This chicken coop here is going to be for the Americana. I'm super excited to get them in this house, and they'll be separated from my backyard chickens. The Americanas are like super sweet. I love them. They're really gentle, and they let me pet them and pick them up and stuff. But the backyard chickens, because they are such a docile chicken, my backyard chickens are picking on them. I jacked that joke up. What were you trying to say, Prepper 101? We got 5 people in the chat. 6. Sweet. Y'all, please hit the thumbs up and share me out. I'd appreciate it. I'm getting like really drowsy now. I still gotta wait for my friend to show up too. I don't know what time they're gonna show up, her and her boyfriend, or just her boyfriend. I don't know who's coming. So I guess I don't get to take a nap until later. I try to get all the like busy, long, hard work done in the morning, and then the rest of the day I can just relax and hang out with people on YouTube or take a nap or whatever. But you get the hard stuff out of your way in the early morning, and then you can just chill for the rest of the day. At least that's how I look at it. And then by like 7 or 8 o'clock at night, I'm just so pooped. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
Hinges.
You need hinges.
Look around town.
Hinges for what?
For your door.
Oh, the hinges inside the barn work, or are those too big?
This is too big.
Well, that stinks.
Got one door on.
Jess, do you have other animals besides chickens? Yes, I have chickens and ducks and turkeys, quail, geese, meat rabbits, and I have hogs. And I also have 2 heifer cows. I have a dog, I have 2 dogs, and a cat. And I think that's it. I like that roof on the chicken coop. Thank you, Brian. I like it too. So, because we were able to get this, we were able to salvage this tin roof on this side. There was only enough for one side of the roof. So, you won't be able to tell in the video or anything, but one side of the roof might be green and the other side might be another color. Unless we can find some more green tin. That's all right. It won't bother them. It won't bother me. Can you hear my turkey? She's right outside my window chirping. I asked for a barn style door on the chicken coop. So basically 2 doors, a lower door and then like an upper door or window, whatever you want to call it. But I think it's turning out really cute. Parrot said we could put like a little screen on the top part of the door, and then that way, if we want to, we can lock the bottom door and just leave that screen door up top open. That'll help with ventilation. My internet is acting like my first, 4th, 5th, and 8th wives. Shady. Man, you've been married that many times, Prepper 101? I can hear the turkey. Woo! My dad's been married 5 times, Prepper 101, and I thought that was a lot. If anyone has goats, I highly recommend baking soda. We had a tragedy happen yesterday with frothy bloat in one of my goats. It could have been avoided if I had known about. Oh, you didn't know? I'm so sorry, Blue Farm. That sucks. I used to have goats. I used to raise La Manchas, and it just didn't work out. I'm not a goat person, so all the goats are gone now. But I'm so sorry. I have friends that have goats, so they told me about baking soda before I even got them. That's sad. I'm sorry. Prepper 101, hear me now and believe me later. I don't think anything's believable, Prepper 101. Northern Woods Peachtree. Good. Hello. I'm getting tired. I can't talk anymore. I'm getting tongue twisted. Good afternoon. I hope all is well. Oh, you have La Manchas? That's awesome. It was so funny. Northwoods loves goats. I love goats too from afar, or if somebody else has them. I just don't like them. They didn't work out for me at all. The whole purpose was to have goats so I could make goat milk soap. But like I said, it didn't work. Um, it was so funny. The first time I got a La Mancha and brought it home, I told my husband I was getting a goat and bringing it home, and he's like, "All right." Well, when I brought her home, he was like, "What the heck kind of goat is that?" He's like, "It looks like something munched its ears off." I laughed so hard. It was the funniest thing ever. He's like, "You brought home alien goats." I eat cake so I won't get the bloat. I need goats in my life. Oh, you love your goats. What kind of goats do you have, Northwoods Peachtree? Barrett's phone must have died. His camera went out. Another, the calves get really bad bloat and stuff too. They get a lot of issues. Um, we bought several calves, like feeder calves, from a dairy farm that they basically just, most people don't know this, but farmers that have huge dairy farms, they just knock off the bull calves. They get rid of them because they're not useful to them. All the heifers that are on their premises are artificially inseminated. So they just take care of those bull calves. So I contacted a local farm, a large local dairy farm, and I picked up, between me and two other of my friends, we picked up 18 bottle calves. And out of all 18 of those, only one survived. And I don't know if it's because they didn't get the colostrum off their mothers or what happened, but it was horrible. We were dealing with bloat, we were dealing with all kinds of stuff. It was horrible. We had 4 different styles of them, but the mini sheep and ram, that we got, kind of killed them, all because they were food aggressive. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. We have raised 2 calves. I've only raised 1 calf. I bottle fed her, but I got her off of a very reputable person back when I was working. I had the money to spend on a calf at that price. So I raised her, bottle fed her, and we ended up having her for 3 years. We got flooded out really bad last year. It wiped our whole cattle fence out. We don't have much land anyways. We were only on 5 acres. It was enough for, a cow or 2 cows. And we got flooded out and it wiped out the whole fence. And the cows were basically standing in water. It was horrible. So a neighbor drove by and seen that and offered to allow our cows to come to his house as long as we wanted them to. And they've been there ever since. So my original heifer, she ended up getting pregnant and having a calf. Well, my original heifer, Bella was her name. It was like really rainy and muddy one day, and I don't know if the story is true or not. But I was told she slipped and fell and broke her pelvic and her leg. But when we had her butchered, that's not what looked like happened. So, anyways, we lost her, but she had a calf before she passed away. And so now that calf is like a year old, a year and a half or something. No, she's got to be bigger than, she's older than that. She's like 2 years old now. And so she ended up having a calf this year for the first time. So now I have a heifer and a calf again. Our nanny gave birth having her second twin. So we had fed the remaining kid from birth. The goat wanted to spend its life playing tag with my brother. I think that's the best way for, especially with like goats and calves. Like, I think it's way better to bottle feed them so that they're used to you and they're a lot more friendlier. I'm done with the sheep. I had one sheep and I just love that sheep. I was so mad. So I had this baby doll sheep. It was the cutest thing ever. I don't like eating lamb or anything. This was just basically for a pet for me because I just found it so adorable. Well, the guy that owns the local feed mill here, huh? No, your phone died. The guy that owns the feed mill, he was always bugging me. You need another animal. You need another sheep. Come on, get a sheep from me. And I'm like, no. And he's like, I only have this one male baby doll lamb left. He was like, if you purchase it from me, I'll give you a really, really good deal. And I'm like, all right. He talked me into it. Got this baby doll lamb. Oh my gosh, he was so sweet, so fluffy and so cute. I just loved him. And at that time, we didn't have the chicken pen like what you see in the chicken coop. It was sectioned off in different areas, and he had a section out there. Well, I had 2 pups from Keela, and they shared a pen, the lamb and the 2 dogs, because I didn't want the lamb to be lonely. And they did fine. They were in that pen for 6-7 months together, perfectly fine, got along, ate together, slept together, everything. One morning we got up and one of them dogs had blood all over him, and I went out to the shed, the shelter that he was in, and that dog ripped my lamb's backside out. I was so mad. That was a lesson learned too. I thought they would be perfectly fine. They were in there for so long together. So sad. And that was the last time I said I'd have a sheep. I was so heartbroken. I used to go help on the farm, and one of their bottle calves, which knew me, lost its mind one day and tried to trample me. Luckily, the farmer grabbed me up over the fence. Oh my goodness, that's scary. Thank you for dropping links, Nosepick, and I appreciate that. Yeah, that's insane. I don't think I can move fast enough if one of our animals went crazy. Not anymore. Ooh, I need to check my timer. 20 minutes. 20 minutes, you guys. So excited. My canner will be done. Nosepick says you're welcome. Oh, also, I don't know if you guys clicked on the pinned comment above. If anybody is veterans in here, I just want to thank everybody for their service today. I put it on the pinned comment so I wouldn't forget, and then I still forgot. So thank you for your service, anybody out there who has served for our country. My client was like, what are you watching on your iPad after I'm selling her a piece of jewelry? She hears sheeps laugh out loud. It's funny. I keep getting notifications on Facebook. Sorry. know. Sometimes, like, when I'm running around town or something, or I'm waiting to see a doctor or whatever I'm doing that day, and I've got YouTube going and I'm watching other people's content or channels while they're live, people are like, what the heck are you watching? They give me strange looks. But I always forget to grab my earphones. Oh, well. Pigs are out there hollering. I can hear them. I don't know if you can hear them. It is not anywhere close to feeding time either. I think Barrett thinks he can hear me on the, or I think Barrett thinks I can hear him on the computer in the kitchen, but I can't. Did you hear that, Barrett? I can't hear you. He's out there screaming. If you unmute that computer, then I can hear you. You see the mute button? You can't hear me? Sorry, husband just called. I missed a minute, but hit live again. That's okay, Blue Farm. Sorry. City peeps laugh out loud. Yeah, it's funny. I get all kinds of city people coming out here wanting to buy piglets. And I don't want my piglets or any animals for that matter that I have going to somebody that has no idea what they're doing. I don't know. It's like I don't mind teaching new people and everything, but when they have no idea what they're getting into and they're just like, "Oh, cute pig, I want one." That's a totally different story. I need to see a nose doctor because I can't talk directly to my talk to text correctly. How am I skipping around a comment? Sorry. How are my earpods sometimes, but I can't hear that. But anyways, so that my clients look at me like I'm an idiot. Okay, now it makes sense. Your talk to text. Oh my goodness. You laughing at me, Brian? We raised 4 pigs and processed them. That's awesome. We've got 3 piglets left. We sold 2 the other day. So we only have 3 piglets left, and hopefully, I don't know if this came through or not, or if I was muted, but hopefully my friend that is coming over with the 10, she'll take a piglet because hopefully that's what we're bartering with, a piglet for 10. So that would be awesome. And then I'll be down to 2 piglets. And then I have my feeder pig that we'll be butchering once the cold weather sets in for longer than a week. So we'll be butchering my piglet, and then hopefully somebody else will get the remaining piglets. When I was a baby, Dad ran a pig farm. He told an old boss that they bought a sow. She followed him around like a dog, as did her piglets in a long line. I believe it. I had a lady buy a pig. A lady I knew that bought a pig. And we have Tamworth and Hampshire crosses. So they are butcher hogs. They're huge. And they will get huge. And when she came over to pick out the piglet, she picked out the cutest one. And I'm like, you don't want to pick that one. And she was like, why? And I was like, because I know you. You're an animal lover and you won't want to butcher it when it comes time. I said, pick out an ugly pig. No, I want this one. It's so cute. It's polka dot. And da-da. I'm like, all right, whatever. And I was like, you're not going to butcher it when it comes time. And she's like, yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. I'm like, no, you won't. And she let that pig free range with her everywhere. And that piglet did the same thing, followed her everywhere. The problem was, once the piglet got so big and it would follow her around, she's an older lady, it would try to knock her over. And when she went to feed the chickens or the ducks or the turkeys or the dogs or the horses, that pig followed her to every animal and like was eating all the animals' food on top of its own food. So it became a huge nuisance to her. I told her, do not free range that pig. She did it. And then the day came where the pig was like, I think it was ended up being 275. I'm like, you better get it butchered. I can't. I'm like, yes, you can. Get it in the butcher. And finally, after like a month of the piglet running around, selling everybody's feed, knocking over fences, rooting up fences, she was like, I've had it. This pig is going to the butcher. So after that, she said, I'm never having another pig ever again. Hey, kiddo, have you heard anything from Gray Man prepping? Him and the other guy been AFK. What's AFK? I don't know what that means. I know Gray Man went live last night, I think, or maybe it was a video. I can't remember. I was watching somebody else, so I didn't go in. And I think the other one you're talking about is Mark from Rolling Homestead's Northwoods Peachtree. Mark has gotten a position at another job, and he switched from night shift to day shift, so that killed him for a while, getting used to that. And then they just been working like crazy. He's got a crazy work schedule. I do talk to him behind the scenes if that's who you're talking about, but he really hasn't had time for YouTube. The boss named the pig after his deceased mother. Oh no. That would be a hard one to butcher too. The next breeds we get, I want to invest in old spots. They're good pigs too. I just love the New Hampshire and Tamworth, and mixing them together, their meat is just so marbled and so good and so juicy. I love the New Hampshire Tamworth breed, but that's just me. Everybody has their own opinion. I bought a little pig, didn't know the pig was pregnant when she got stuck with like 9 little babies. Oh my goodness. That's bad. Jess, are you going to keep a piglet for the homestead? No. I have my feeder pig from last spring, or no, last fall, and he's almost ready to butcher, so I'm not keeping any of these piglets. When spring comes around, I'll keep one from that litter. But I have 3 hogs. I have 2 sows and I have a boar, and that's hard enough for me to feed in the wintertime. Those 3 are hard enough to keep weight on. So I won't be keeping a piglet. Live chat. That's all right, Northern Woods Peachtree. I can't talk correctly half the time either. Oh, you're talking Blue Farm. You're talking about a different gill. Or a different gray man prepping. Now I'm confused. I don't know what gray man prepping you guys are talking about. There's Gil gray man prepping, and then there's the original gray man prepping. I bet she liked the bacon. Yes, she did. It's just getting her to do it. Away from keyboard. Okay. I'm typing shorthand. I know I seen that before, the AFK, but I couldn't remember. We named our cow Big Mac, the one we processed. Are the Idaho pasture pigs good? I don't know. I don't have any experience with the Idaho pasture pigs at all. We're away from media for a long time. Okay. Video game lingo. Well, that would be the problem. I don't play video games. I don't have time to play video games. I wouldn't play video games even if I had time, though, to be truthful. I don't like video games. The only video game type of thing I like to play is the Wii, and that's because you have to get up and move. And I get told I'm old because nobody plays the Wii anymore. That is great to hear. Yeah, I like those two guys. Yeah, I do too. I really like them. The only thing is like, I homestead. Y'all know I homestead. I stock up and things like that. That's just a part of my lifestyle. That's just who I am. It's inbred in me. It's bred into me, I guess you could say. But when it comes to like prepping and talking about prepping constantly and bad things happening all the time, like it just gets to be too much. And of course, I have nothing wrong. I have nothing against it or anything, but for me personally, I can only take so much of it. And I have so many people that I'm subscribed to that talk about the same type of thing, you know, the prepping and what's happening and the end of the world type of thing. And that's just one thing I don't want to focus on. I know it's coming. I know what to expect and things like that. But I don't think it's healthy to sit around and listen to that stuff all the time, 24 hours a day. And there for a month or two, I was doing that, and my mental health started declining. I don't know. Is that true for any of you? Jess, are you raising more piglets next year? Yes, Brian. We usually have two litters of piglets every year. Um, raise Having piglets is like our one and only income on the homestead. The piglets are the ones that bring the money. They're the only thing that like puts a dent in anything. So we'll probably never get rid of the pigs. Plus, I love them. I couldn't imagine being on a homestead without my pigs. They have got to be my number one favorite animal. Yeah, they both did the live podcast that night at the same time together. Yeah. I don't watch the news. I get overwhelmed easy and my anxiety goes through the roof, right? Blue Farm. And that's the thing. I have really bad anxiety. And it's just not healthy. I don't think it's healthy. And when you listen to stuff like that about what's going on and food shortages and this is happening in town and this is what's happening in the city and stuff, I don't like to go to town anyway. I hate leaving my homestead. If I could live on my homestead for the rest of my life and never leave it, I would be very content. But that's not the case. I have to leave the homestead sometimes. And after listening to that stuff, and then when you have anxiety, for people that don't have anxiety, your mind just completely just keeps going, thought after thought after thought, and it's really hard to try to shut shut your mind down, not to have so many thoughts of what if. And it gets me going. And then my experience going to town is not a great one. Yeah, I don't watch the news at all. I haven't watched TV in forever, years. We do have TV. We have like the free stuff like what is it called? The Roku. And we get stuff like Tubi and things like that on the Roku. And I'll watch movies at night every once in a while. It's not very often, but that's the extent of me watching TV. I have a 13-year-old son. So much crazy stuff on the news every day, it seems. Yeah. I don't even bother. All right, I gotta switch cameras. I gotta run out to the kitchen and check things. Hopefully my chicken strips didn't burn because I was busy talking. Cool. I don't watch TV either. Tried to stop my parents watching the news. Better terrified themselves for nearly 2 years. Yeah, I would agree. Northwood says, I love being on a farm. Me too. I got a minute, 42 seconds on the canners. What am I doing? I can't think. I'm catching chicken strips. They're done, y'all. They're done. Ooh, that one's stuffed really bad. Give you a close up, hopefully, without showing them. Don't these look so good? Oh. Here's my timer. Oh, that's hot. I can't move that big can because it's too big. It's too heavy. I said I can't move the big can because it's too heavy.
You want to move?
If you would, that would be awesome of you.
You want to?
To the back corner. You got chicken feathers in your hair. What I missed in the chat. Let me scroll back up. My parents just have a hobby homestead. That's fine. That's awesome. At least they have that. I could be happily a hermit. I don't like people much. The lockdowns had her suited me fine. Yeah, the lockdowns are awesome. I didn't mind it at all. I guess it wasn't awesome. I shouldn't say that.
Here?
Don't. Why are you moving that? Put it on the back burner. They're cannon jars. Why'd you move it?
Cool. That will fit back there.
Well, thank you. Now I forgot what I was saying. Anytime you start getting anxiety, the best thing to do is slowly breathing through your nose and makes you always breathe out through your mouth, holding your breath to breathe in and out. Nose is that. You know what works for me? That doesn't work for me. I hyperventilate. But one thing that really helps for me is straws. Put a straw in your mouth and to suck in and blow out that way. That helps me control my breathing. But I've tried to do it Northwoods the way you're saying. I'll pass out. I hyperventilate. The news is just crazy nowadays. I just check the weather and keep walking. Looks delicious. Thank you, Blue Farm. Jess is making me hungry. I get some sense out of my dogs and chickens. Yes, I'd rather spend time around my animals for sure. I'm just dreaming of getting out of the city to permanently live at my parents' property with my son, but I got to wait 3 years until the 16th. Wow. I hand raised a turkey a couple years ago. Brian. I'm going to jump off. It was nice to meet everyone. I have to go give the boys a bath and lay down my 4-year-old for a nap. If you are still on in a little bit, I'll jump back in. Well, thank you so much, Blue Farm. It was so nice meeting you. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out with us. It was so fun. He started pecking everyone. How difficult is it to use a StreamYard? It's really easy. Super simple. It gets a little, you got to get used to what you're doing, but it's super simple. It's basically common sense. Go to StreamYard.com and it'll say sign up for an account or whatever, log in, and you just sign up under your email. And then you just go in there and it'll say it'll say set up live, and I'll walk you through the steps what you need to do to set up the live, and then it'll say enter studio, and then you enter, and then your picture will be at the below the screen. It's not bad at all. And then you have to hit the live button, and then it'll say you're live. And then don't forget, when you want to end your live, you have to press end broadcast or it won't end. You'll still be running live. Yes, I agree, news picking. Don't be a stranger, Blue Farm. Brian, I had a rooster would stalk anyone but me. If they had their backs turned, run at them, peck their legs, and run away again. So funny. He was my baby. Ugh. Oh, he had a bad heart and dropped dead just after his first birthday. I cried. That's sad. Brian, I caught one of his stalking attacks and posted it on my channel. Look for video of George or a guy in a chicken run, and that's What you doing? Oh, never mind. I know what you're doing. They're a little crispy on the bottom, but that's okay. I don't care. Hot too. Super hot. What? I made chicken strips.
You gonna eat all of it?
No, you are.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm gonna try one now for my people. Got my honey mustard, or my mock honey mustard, I should say. Technically, it's normal breathing. I know, but I can't do it. And try this chicken strip. I made them a little bit different this time. I think it's been, what, a month I've been playing around with this recipe?
Mm-hmm.
It's really good. You'd probably say they need more salt, but I think it tastes really good. Yeah, that's right. Nose picking is right. You can get on there and play around too without having to go live. That wind is really picking up. I'm more relaxed around animals, me too. I was actually reading an article on horses and humans the other day. It was really interesting that the healing powers of horses and humans and why they're so gentle with us. Thanks, Nick. Speaking, a friend of mine that is a music producer wants to start doing podcasts. So I know I used some stuff back in the day, but I don't live one. But then I see StreamYard. Hey, does that mean you're gonna be singing, Northwoods? Is he your music producer? Always enjoy watching your channel, Jess. Thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate that. It means the world to me. If it wasn't for you and all these other lovely people, I wouldn't have a channel or people to watch me.
It's smaller than the one I had.
It's connected to my channel, just confused about how to add people. At the bottom, like when you go into StreamYard, you look at the bottom, it has your mute button, your stop camera, and the mic, share, invite, and leave studio. And you just click the share, you just click the invite. And when you click the invite, your StreamYard link or the live will pop up. And you can either copy it to a clipboard or you can right click it and copy and paste it. And then that way you can send it by email or you can send it in the chat. And then whoever clicks on it can hop up on the panel. Yes, this is a nice chill channel. I always learn a lot. Yeah, I like chill. I like peace in my life. I don't want no craziness. Right? You don't need no craziness. Eric's busy looking at his phone.
Look out! Phone's ringing.
Are you expecting a phone call? It's Sherry from Medical Rewards. Idiots. I hate them phone calls so much. I love it here. Everyone's lovely. I agree, Shaz. And that's what I hope, that I just attract nice, awesome, caring people. So far on my channel, it's been that way. In the beginning, it was a little sketchy and a little rough. I had to learn a lot being on YouTube. I've only been on YouTube for a year. So there was a lot of hiccups, lots of things I needed to learn. And I also had to learn to thicken my skin. There are not so nice people on YouTube. I'm very fortunate to have so many awesome people that come into my lives and into my videos. No, I've never heard of it before, Brian. Yeah, that's what I'm curious about. Is it gone forever or can it come back? I was starving, I guess. I'm intensely waiting for Brian's answer. I still have some muscle spasms sometimes. Muscle spasms are horrible. So, okay, he's a everything, do it all, works for Fragile Music Company in Chicago. Awesome. You might sign. They say I've done better with it than anyone else has that has it. I've been in remission for years now. That's awesome. Brian, do you do like any CBD or anything like that for it? Thanks, nose picking. I'm dropping chicken now. I wish I had smell vision and taste vision. You guys could share this with me. I've never heard of that before. Oh, Shaz, I'm sorry. See, and that's the thing, like, I'm going through right now is, if you go back on my earlier videos, it's pain management and homesteading. I've got quite a few, videos on pain and stuff like that. In 2017, I ruptured my L4 and my L5 in my back, my discs, and I had to be rushed into emergent surgery. And they did a disectomy. I think that's what they called it, disectomy, where they just cut the discs away from my spine, but they were pressing on my spinal cord. That's why it was so urgent. And then 2 years later, or no, it was a year later. A year later, the same two discs blew. And then 2 years later, I found out I have a total of 4 discs blown now. And they keep trying to get me to go in and get a fusion done. And I keep telling them no. So I'm fighting for disability. And it's a battle. They think that if I go in and get the fusion done, that I'll be healed and I'll be 100% and can go back to work. But I know that's not the truth. I've worked in nursing homes for 20 plus years. And I've seen a lot of stuff. And I do not want to get a fusion. The spinal fusion didn't work as it was RA behind it. Mine's fused L5 through S1. Then they went back in as the bolts were irritating my spinal cord. Oh my gosh, that just sounds so freaking painful. I have sciatica. Ugh, sciatica's horrible too. I have that. For me, the fusion didn't work. What's behind the discs? For me, the fusion didn't work. What's behind the discs blowing? I have no idea. Brian says, I have problems with L4 and L5. Mine's L4, L5. Do you remember what else they said now? S or L3? I don't even remember. I just knew I was walking out of that office and I wasn't having no dang back surgery again. The first back surgery was bad enough. Barrett had to do everything for me. He had to shower me and clothe me and tie my shoes. It was horrible. Never been so humiliated in my life. I shouldn't say humiliating, but it was embarrassing having somebody else wait on me hand and foot. And of course, when I was on the surgery floor, it was horrible because there was nobody my age there. Northwoods, I'm hiding from being popular. You don't want the spotlight, Northwoods? I got injections for my back last year. We had an appointment, was it earlier this month or last month? For the pain doctor. I think it was last month. I went into the pain clinic and they wanted to do those back injections on me, but I'm highly allergic to steroids. So they basically looked at me and were like, yeah, you're not a candidate to be a patient. I write a lot of music, aka ghostwriter. So you don't sing at all, Northwoods?
Transferring everything from this phone into this.
Where's my purse at? Oh, I left my ice pack in the purse.
Oh! And soaking wet.
No. Yeah. Basically.
I gotta get some Hinges.
Alright. I gotta write this comment down so I can remember what she said. She says, Shah says, ask for a blood test for HLA-B27. That gene is linked to all inflammatory diseases like arthritis. It can help towards getting to the root cause.
You had salt to this?
Yeah.
Salt.
I knew you were going to say that. It has lots of salt in it. Northwood says I'm an introvert by default. Well, any music, but I like writing blues and children's songs. Awesome. I didn't get them this year. Pain doctors are evil. Hell no. Say no to the spine injections. They put me in bed for 6 weeks. They're awful. I can't get them anyways. They're scared to touch me with any steroid. I go into psychiatric, psychosis. I go into psychosis with steroids in my system. I felt a little strange after them injections. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I'm like really skeptical about taking any over-the-counter or any pharmaceuticals anyway. Just thinking about putting them in my mouth or in my body gives me anxiety. I'm all natural. Vitamin B seemed to help me a lot. I hide behind the microphone. They wanted me to take gabapentin. Yeah, Barrett, they gave Barrett gabapentin, and Barrett's not like me. He'll take pharmaceuticals over the counter or whatever. That's just the lifestyle he's used to. And they prescribed him gabapentin, and he was taking them, and I did a bunch of research on gabapentin. I said, oh, no, you're not. That's one thing I wouldn't let him take. Gabapentin's got some massive, crazy side effects and withdrawals and all kinds of stuff. Hey, Gemma, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. I can't take cod liver oil. That stuff made my joints worse. Really? That's crazy. I've never heard of that before. I wonder if that's for like every fish oil. Because I know like when I go to the chiropractor and stuff, they have other oils that you can take, like tuna oil and salmon oil. But you guys, I hope you're doing well, Gemma. Yes, I hope Gemma's doing well too. I am going to actually head off of here. I've been on 3 hours. I didn't realize I've been on that long. So I am going to hop off here. And hopefully my canners will cool down. I can pull my jars out here soon. And I am going to lay down for my afternoon nap. So I want to thank you all for joining me and Mr. Keto, watching us can and build the chicken. You all stay happy, healthy, and safe. Until next time, blessings. Love you. Bye.